So hello everyone, today's recorded lecture is on chapter 13, inbound marketing communication. So remember, this aligns with the promotion P and the 4 Ps or the marketing mix. So this is the second chapter on the promotion P in that marketing mix. So please remember that when it comes to promotion, this is how we are communicating, persuading, informing, providing information to our customers on our product, services, company, or brand. Again, always thinking it through the mind or the eyes of the customer. How they are consuming their marketing messages, and if that's where they're located, that's where you should promote your product, service, or idea on those channels. So like I'd mentioned in chapter 12, we did outbound marketing communications. So now we're going to be getting into the inbound marketing communications. So on this slide here and on the next one are the learning objectives. So at the end of this topic, these are the things that you will be able to do. So please review these 6 points here, and then these remaining 4 on this slide. So as discussed in the opening vignette back in chapter 12, Tim Hortons leveraged all elements of the promotional mix to implement a successful integrated marketing communication campaign for its sales promotion, Roll Up the Rim. The company invested in a strategic promotional plan with outbound communications to successfully gain awareness and participation in that promotion. In this chapter, we are going to focus on the inbound elements of the promotional mix used to create community and build brands. In the opening vignette, we take a look at Hubtown Brewery, an innovative small business in a niche market who successfully leverages social media and community building with limited financial resources to build its brand. In both cases, the key is an integrated marketing communications program. Recent changes to the liquor laws and changing customer taste has fueled the growth in the craft brewery market in Canada. These entrepreneurs hire locally, process local agriculture, and contribute to the economy. It is now estimated that Alberta brewers employ over 3,000 people and represent 10% of the market share in Alberta, with plans for future growth. With a slice of life appeal, Mark and Lisa Watts, owner of Hubtown Brewing Company, used a variety of integrated marketing communication tools to create a thriving craft brewery and tap room in downtown Okotoks, opening in the fall of 2019, and an overnight pivoted to a craft brew and local food delivery business when the COVID-19 shutdown was imposed in April 2020. What the Watts have demonstrated is that having a clear marketing vision and using an integrated strategy, even with a startup small business with a limited budget, can leverage time and money to create a successful venture. Using professional photography, regularly social media posts, and customer-generated content, Hubtown Brewing Company regularly sells out of tickets to events and the various beers that they have brewed on site. In doing so, it has created relationships with other local businesses and community organizations to increase the organic reach of its campaign. The integrated marketing communication tools being employed are public relations, direct marketing, event marketing, and sponsorships. The Hubtown team uses the social media platforms of Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter as the communication vehicles to drive customers to its transactional website or to the brewery itself. In terms of public relations, Mark and Lisa Watts have developed a good relationship with local media, including a local newspaper and radio station. When Hubtown finally received approval for its location, the brew team put together a crowdfunding campaign, creating a much-needed capital and a VIP community. Alerting local news outlets with press releases resulted in radio reports and newspaper and online articles being published. The local community newspaper, the Okotoks Western Wheel, has a circulation of 14,000, and combined with radio and online, the publicity generated enough interest that crowdfunding enabled the business to order equipment and start renovations. In terms of their direct marketing, to build on the crowdfunding community long before the brewery opened, social media accounts were set up and posts on the brewery's progress were updated regularly. Over 2,000 followers on Facebook and 3,200 on Instagram receive regular updates on the progress, ups and downs, and anticipated opening dates. This strategy has continued since the opening, with professionally photography posted being used to announce events and then portray the various successful events out there. The Hubtown community is also encouraged to post about their own experiences with the product, and these are often follow-up with compiled Instagram stories of customer-generated content. In terms of their event marketing, the Hubtown team has encouraged local groups to have events on slower weeknights in the pub. Events like paint nights, karaoke, and mixers have been organically staged along with the sold-out Flames and Oilers hockey night trivias. They also have movie night trivia, Oktoberfest, Halloween events, etc. Each event creates interest and an interesting storyline for the regular social media posts. In terms of sponsorship, Hubtown has been a major supporter and participant in the local town of Okotoks events like Enchanted Okotoks. Early in 2020, Hubtown was the major beer sponsor for the Okotoks Oilers Casino fundraiser, supporting the hockey community and creating new fans for Hubtown brews. A perfect example of the slice of life appeal and the effective implementation of the Hubtown strategy happened when the tap room was closed due to the 2020 pandemic. True to the community roots and ideals, Hubtown joined forces with other local businesses to deliver food and created a weekly subscription service. This transition would not have been possible without the foundation of excellent communication that had been laid over the previous year. Hubtown illustrates that effective integrated marketing communications is not just for big brands like Tim Hortons, but thoughtful implementation can help every brand leverage its promotional resources to build the trust and the awareness that it needs to become an integral and successful member of the community. Even when faced with a pandemic and a complete change in the business model, Hubtown has been able to grow organically, adding followers and sales month over month through the strategic use of professional creative material, interesting stories, posting without fail, and using customer created content. Public relations is a communications tool that seeks to influence the opinions and attitudes of target groups through the use of unpaid media exposure. Publicity, like I said, is a non-personal form of communication that appears in the media and is not paid for directly by the organization. It's not controlled by the company itself, and the company has no control over what is discussed out there in the public. The main types of this is through crisis management and also image management. We've seen lots of crisis management issues happening out there on social media, whether it is a celebrity or a star getting themselves into some hot water because then they are their brand themselves that would be promoting, like a movie or a TV show that they're in. Or perhaps they've gotten a DUI or, have gone to jail for some criminal item. And then their public relations professional has to step in to manage their brand or what the public view of that, that celebrity. On this slide here, this is what public relations uses. They use press releases, press conferences, special events, company reports, social media releases, and any social networking tools out there. So what a press release is an announcement written by an organization and then sent out to their different media contacts. At Holland College, we use this a lot. We write a press release that is one page, and then our communications officer sends that out to all their contacts in the local media like CBC, Compass, The Guardian, etc. And then press conference. This is a planned event where representatives of the media are invited to an informational meeting with the company. You see this happening a lot in the sporting world, where they have, they usually like the head coach of the NFL and maybe some of the key players on a panel after, maybe a playoff game, and they're discussing that upcoming game or the game that just happened. We also seen so many press conferences happening in the last couple of years with COVID-19, where the Chief Public Health Office has a conference at a designated time, and this is where they're providing information to the media, who then go and write the stories and send it out to the general public. Special events. This is to create a forum to disseminate company information and to create a positive brand association for those participants and for their viewers. Also company reports as well. So formal company information that is published, like in annual reports, brochures, newsletters, videos, and helps to spread positive messages on that company. Then you have social media releases, so using multimedia to communicate with recipients. So you can do video, images, text, included in these online releases. Direct marketing response is an offline and online marketing communications tool designed to communicate with customers one-to-one and elicit a direct action. Offline approaches include direct mail, catalogs, telemarketing, and direct response advertising on TV, radio, or print, where telephone numbers or web addresses drive an immediate call to action. Online approaches look to the internet to facilitate one-on-one interactions and use tools such as email campaigns and social media interactions to drive customers to landing pages, websites, and or microsites. Metrics can also be used here, so such as business leads, traffic generation there. So the definition of lead generation is the request for additional information that result from that direct marketing response, generating a lead. Traffic generation is visits to a location or website that have resulted from some direct response marketing. And then email marketing includes the use of opt-in email lists where customers register and give permission to receive online communications. Event marketing refers to a creation or involvement of a brand, an experience, or association that will heighten in its awareness, create positive associations, and generate desired response. Sponsorship involves an advertiser paying a fee in exchange for inclusion in an event, involvement in its advertising opportunities, or exposure within the event itself. An example of sponsorship can be seen with the annual Toronto International Film Festival, or TIFF. The lead sponsor of TIFF is Bell. TIFF is able to provide a clear description of its audience. They have 530,000 attendees at the event, younger individuals that have post-secondary education and an average household income of $91,000. Over 2 billion people interact in some way with TIFF each year. For companies like Bell, the Royal Bank, and L'Oréal Paris, they can be assured that they will gain significant exposure with the key target groups before, during, and after the event. TIFF not only offers opportunities for companies to entertain and host clients at the event, but there are also a multitude of branding and promotional opportunities for the sponsors as well, depending on that negotiated package. Media impressions hit 3.3 billion worldwide, with over 1,000 media outlets. The internet has a number of unique online tools that marketers use to engage individuals, including websites, search engine marketing, display advertising, affiliate marketing, email marketing, and word of mouth marketing. Websites. There are 4 types of websites used by brands: transactional, promotional, micro, and then also corporate websites. Search engine marketing is an internet marketing approach that includes search engine optimization and pay-per-click advertising. Influencer marketing focuses on the identification and recruitment of influencers to advocate a company's products, services, and brands rather than focusing exclusively on the prospective buyers. Word of mouth marketing is the spread of positive brand messages through influential people. So website design and content is central to successful ranking on search engines, which facilitates discovery by customers. Many websites include blogs as a means of routinely adding fresh new content. Visual website appeal is also important. Customers decide to click on a page within seconds. Therefore, content and visual appeal need to work together to present an appealing proposition. Transactional websites, or essentially electronic storefronts, focused on converting an online searcher into an online buyer. Promotional sites focus on showcasing products and services, where microsites are promotional websites created to showcase a specific brand for its short-term promotional purpose, often providing customers with the ability to enter contests and access promotional offers, like Roll Up the Rim. Corporate websites are an important destination site for customers and the media that want to quickly access company and product information. Search engine marketing includes search engine optimization and pay-per-click. SEO is ensuring that websites are written, indexed, and coded so that they are highly rated and ranked by search engines. So for example, if I go into Google and I put in a search for athletic leggings, Lululemon, or say like Old Navy or Sweaty Betty, if they don't come up, I know for me, if they don't come up in that first page in the search results, I'm not advancing to the second page. So that's why as a company, you constantly have to be evaluating your websites to make sure that it's going to come up with keywords that a customer is going to use when they're going to search for that product or service that you're looking to purchase. Then you have pay-per-click advertising. So these are ads that appear in response to keyword triggers on search engines as well as websites, blogs, etc. So if I went in and searched for, again, those athletic leggings, and then later I'm going and I'm looking for something else, or say I'm on Facebook and it has tracked my cookies, and all down the side now I'm seeing athletic leggings show up, like, maybe Adidas, Under Armour, Lululemon, Old Navy, Sweaty Betty, whatever, all showing up, along the side. Influencer marketing is based on the concept that customers' purchases are influenced by the views, opinions, or behavior of others. The identification of influencers on social media is based in the large part on the number of followers an influencer has on social networking sites such as Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, as well as the content community such as YouTube. The number of followers, in turn, are often attributed to an influencer's perceived credibility, knowledge, and authenticity and reliability in providing relevant content to his or her audience. It is estimated that 75% of large U.S. companies will spend $101 billion on influencer marketing initiatives in 2020. Like I'd mentioned with word of mouth, was the spread of positive brand messages through influential people. There are 3 different ways to do that. The viral level that tries to create buzz through social media, that seeds fun and interesting messages, many times with influential people who spread the word. And at the influencer level, this identifies key communities, opinion leaders, and product advocates who get personally involved with the brand and have the ability to influence others. Professional level is the official referral program may be put in place to reward satisfied customers who refer the brand to their friends and their contacts. Social media marketing requires an understanding of what social media offers customers and marketers. Social media is a form of online media that allows members to create their own network of friends and contacts, to share comments, articles, opinions, videos, and images. Consumer-generated media involves games and virtual worlds in which the online interaction includes playing a game, completing a quest, controlling an avatar, and so on. A social network is a single social media site with millions of users interacting with each other, like Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. Web 2.0 includes functionalities that permit people to collaborate and share information online. Web 3.0 includes additional functionalities that allow personalization and customization to each individual based on location, interests, and needs. It's in its early application stages. It integrates new features such as cloud computing, big data, and the Internet of Things, security solutions, and also privacy protection. Today, about 80% of the content appearing on social media is user-generated. The term user-generated content, or also referred to as consumer-generated content, includes videos, blogs, discussion forum posts, digital images, audio files, and related content. To qualify as user-generated content, content must satisfy. Classification system for marketers is based on 2 factors. 1, the media richness, and 2, the self-disclosure. So the media richness, this involves the degree of acoustic, visual, and personal contact between 2 communication partners. Face-to-face communication, say, being higher in media richness than telephone or email communications. The higher the media richness and quality of presentation, the greater the social influence that communication partners have on each other's behavior. The second one, self-disclosure. In any type of social interaction, individuals want to make a positive impression to achieve a favorable image with others. This favorable image is affected by the degree of self-disclosure about a person's thoughts, feelings, likes, dislikes. Where greater self-disclosure is likely to increase one influence on those who is reached. How and why social media transform marketing communications is through these elements listed on this slide. Content marketing is when brands or companies reach out by creating and sharing expertise and brand information that is designed to inform and engage with tools such as research papers, infographics, ebooks, how-to videos, blogs, webinars, e-newsletters, case studies, and even events. Blogging is a web page in the form of any online diary that is used by organizations and individuals to post updates that include personal opinions, activities, and experiences. Readers can subscribe to blogs, post comments, and share content. And a vlog is essentially a video blog. that is posted in the video format. The Conversation Prism, it tracks dominant, niche, and promising new social networks. It shows that social media is much larger than the popular sites where we hear about every day, like Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and YouTube. It shows that social media includes blogs and wikis, as well as countless other social networks such as Quora for asking questions, Last.fm for listening to music, SlideShare for sharing presentation, Goodreads for book lovers, Food Spotting for food enthusiasts, and Telfy for TV buffs, and so many more. To compare social media with the more traditional media, social media is much more flexible. It can be changed after it's published. It's available immediately, where with a magazine, you're waiting for that, September issue. And also creates a conversation. And so marketers do not always have full control over the messaging, because if you post something on social media, like Facebook, your customers are able to comment and also complain about a brand. It can be very damaging. It can have less reliable demographic data about its audiences. It can be produced fairly inexpensively, and it needs dedicated attention. So don't just post it and leave it. You have to be able to man it after the fact. In the marketing news flash, it discussed Doritos reaching Generation Z. This is where it really, shows when the brand reaches out to the potential customer through social networks that really are trying to connect with them in some way. So this example with this picture and also with that marketing news flash in your textbook really highlights social media marketing for Doritos. #CoolRanch. Figure 13.2 in your book, the Social Media Examiner asked marketers what they felt the benefits of social media marketing were to their businesses. And 93% of marketers believe that social media marketing generates brand exposure. 87% indicate increased traffic to a major benefit. 71% mentioned that social media helped them develop loyal fans. 58% believe that social media was responsible for providing marketing insights. On average, Canadians spend 18% of their social media time interacting with brands. Most common interactions include visiting corporate or brand websites, talking about companies with family and friends, reading permission-based content, following the company is on social media, and posting comments on websites. Unhappy customers are most likely to take to Facebook or Twitter with their complaints. To avoid negative situations on social media, companies create social media policies and guidelines to help guide programs and interactions. 72% of customers expressing a complaint on Twitter expected an answer within an hour. Only 11% of companies responded in this hour. On this slide here, it represents the data from 2019 of the most popular social networks in Canada, along with the number of users in the other column going down. So we can see Facebook, WhatsApp, Messenger, WeChat, Instagram. Those are some of the top ones there. Figure 13.3 compares these major networks based on their usage and the ways they can be used for marketing. While social media network usage is important, marketers tend to focus the majority of their time on specific networks: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, Snapchat, and also LinkedIn. Marketers can use some of the following tips to maximize consumer engagement with their brand on Facebook. There is over 2.3 billion users on Facebook. There are 3 tracks: personal, group, which create a public or private group. And then you can have a page, which is commercial, which has insights that offer different metrics there. Also on this slide here are some also key points to think about when you are using Facebook. Twitter is home to 330 million global users, and it's supported in 40 plus languages. 78% of Canadian brands have indicated a presence on Twitter. Marketers can use some of the following tips to make their tweets stand out. And this is some of them that are listed here on this slide. YouTube is a free video sharing social network owned by Google, used by people to discover and be inspired by interesting, entertaining, and informative videos. More than 1 billion global users who collectively watch billions of hours of videos per month. YouTube has been launched in more than 130 countries globally. Red Bull has one of the most popular brand YouTube channels. The main YouTube channel strives to represent what it calls its Red Bull lifestyle. It seeks to engage its subscribers by capturing exciting lifestyle-related programming, including ongoing series of key influencers and athletes. Instagram is a free social network that is owned by Facebook. The mobile app that is the world's largest photo sharing site, with over 1 million active users who quickly and easily share their lives through photos and short stories that are taken with a mobile device, instantly adding filters and captions to customize the image before it is shared. Instagram's interface is very simple and allows users to add comments and likes, as well as use hashtags for easy search. It is estimated that 82% of brands in Canada use Instagram. Marketers can build a more engaged Instagram following by observing the tips listed on this slide. LinkedIn is a freemium, so some services are free and others require payment. And this is where businesses network social media site for, it was launched back in 2003. It's used more for professionals. It has over 690 million global members and over 100 million active users, and it is used in over 200 countries. It is estimated that 35% of Canadian brands have a presence on LinkedIn and use their LinkedIn company page to drive engagement. Marketers can use some of the tips listed on this slide to help increase engagement on their company pages. On this slide here, you can see some social media examples of using real-life Game of Thrones and how they incorporated the Game of Thrones into Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, LinkedIn, Instagram, and also Pinterest. On this slide here, when you're going and you're creating your social media marketing programs, these are some questions that you should answer first that could help steer you to creating the best, most successful social media programs. I'm not going to go through and read each one of these 9 questions off, but please take the time to review them because, again, it provides guidance to organizations. On this slide here, it lists the social media analytics and social media monitoring software that can be out there. You want to always take a look at brand mentions and monitor any customer sentiment, buzz, engagement, and amplification out there. Because social media allows marketers to respond in real time to customers' questions and complaints, you want to make sure that you're always monitoring your social media. When you're taking a look at engagement metrics, that is to measure the how much, and how often customers are interacting with your social media content. So those are things like followers, reach, comments, likes, unlikes, shares, views, clicks, sentiment, buzz, engagement, brand awareness, and also share a voice. Optimization metrics provide data that can point to adjustments or changes that should be made to your social media program. Those things are like click-through rate, cost per click, cost per thousand, cost per acquisition, cost per conversion, conversion rate, and retention rate. On this slide here are a list of some of the best practices when it comes to social media. Obtaining senior management commitment, always setting company-wide governance for the social media, create detailed policies, guidelines, and rules of engagement, set clearly defined and measurable marketing objectives, select a scalable platform that will be used to deploy, monitor, and also measure your social media activity, and identify the social media networks that are to be used. Also continued on this slide are a few more best practices. So establish the metrics to evaluate, dedicate, train, and hire social media experts. Understand that negative comments will surface. Realize the mistakes that can be made and learn from them. And integrate social media programs into your marketing mix. Global data tells us that in 2020 there were 5.1 billion unique mobile subscribers, and that this number is expected to grow to 5.8 billion by 2025. Mobile marketing is defined as a set of practices that enable organizations to communicate, engage with their audiences in an interactive and relevant manner through mobile device or networks. In 2019, there were over 33 million mobile subscribers in Canada, where numbers expected to continue to climb. Ad ownership in Canada has reached over 90%. The main mobile device platforms in Canada, which is iOS with Apple at 49.95%, and Android, which is Google, is 49.69%, are almost evenly split market share. Two other platforms are Samsung at 0.22% and BlackBerry at 0.07%. Feature phone is a cell phone that is internet enabled and that allows for emailing, texting, browsing, but cannot download or use apps. So you have to think about what customers have those feature phones. Then smartphones are obviously the advanced cell phone that has similar functionality to a personal computer, in addition to taking pictures, playing music and movies, navigating with GPS, using apps, etc. Then wearables, these are devices that can be worn on a body or on clothing, and in Canada this has been rapidly growing out there. So those are things like an Apple Watch or a Fitbit. So again, if you know which customers have these mobile devices, you can adapt your marketing messages and using which platforms to communicate, persuade, influence them to purchase your product or service. So on this slide here, it lists smartphone and tablet and the top 10 activities that Canadians use either the smartphone or the tablet for. So again, it's important to sit and think about this and how this could present an opportunity to an organization to create a marketing message on these different devices. The use of smartphones at retail is prompting a new customer shopping habit that is known as showrooming. So using mobile devices in store to check competitive online product reviews and prices and then go to purchase the cheaper product online. Mobile marketing provides marketers with a platform for one-to-one personalized communications. A company that has really done a great job at this is Starbucks. So if you have Starbucks like app on your phone, it's able to track where you are, location, and push information to a promotion that might be by that, Starbucks store that, is going to be opened and launched in Stratford, or the one that's out by, UPEI up on the avenue. So it really provides you marketers with a lot of information and a lot of opportunity, because remember, your smartphone is probably your most intimate device. You carry it everywhere with you, and you have a lot of information on it. You can have, your password saved in there, your banking information, banking app, apps for all your favorite stores, etc. on there. So a mobile web is when you take a website that you would view on, say, your desktop or your laptop. Now when you go and you view that website now on your smartphone or on your telephone, the screen is much smaller. So websites have to be able to create both a mobile website as well, so that it is able to be viewed correctly when someone is viewing it on a smartphone. Then you can have mobile applications or apps. So these are apps, that you can download for information, entertainment, or interactivity. So like I just take a look at my phone right now. I have Netflix, Prime Video in my stores. I have Sephora, Lululemon. So I can click on Lululemon and it would list all the products out there. And it is very similar to their mobile website. It is estimated that Google Play has 2.6 million apps available for the Android platform, and the Apple App Store has 1.9 million. Windows has 670 million, and Amazon offering over 500,000 apps. So this is just the top 10 mobile app rankings in Canada, and the number of apps that people have on their smart devices there. The mobile marketing industry is regulated by the same guidelines that apply to the marketing industry in general. That was discussed back in Chapter 2. But with the addition of further regulations for mobile marketing, these additional regulations are spearheaded by CRTC, CWTA, and MMA. Mobile marketing practices see marketers abiding by marketing regulations and using a mobile-first approach to make connections, which mean that mobile is the central element in the marketing program and is not added as an afterthought. This is a list of some of the following best practices that are recommended by MMA. I'm not going to go through and read each one of these off, but if you could take the time to review these, and there's also some continued, again, on the next slide here. So here's the continued best practices. So that concludes Chapter 13 with inbound marketing. So just to kind of bring it all back, remember that this is part of the promotion of the 4 Ps in the marketing mix. There was 2 chapters that covered this off, Chapter 12 and Chapter 13, with outbound and inbound marketing. But remember, this are the tools in which we are going to persuade, inform our customers to purchase our products, services, or ideas, and always redoing it through the customer's mindset. Depending on what marketing communication tool that they consume or use, that's where we want to meet them to promote, inform, or persuade them with our advertisements or social media marketing, mobile marketing, public relations, personal selling, etc. If you do have any questions or concerns, do not hesitate to reach out to me. Take care.